The dance moms kept me outside the studio. Then my daughter's costume ripped and they called me. My daughter Sophie is 7, and she begged me for months to try ballet. So I signed her up at Miss Janet's Academy. I'm a tattoo artist with full sleeves and a leather jacket, and I don't blend in with the pastel studio and the moms in matching workout sets at all. On day 1, I sat in the viewing area with my old leather notebook and a pencil, sketching while Sophie tried her first steps. I heard whispers behind me, and one mom even snapped a quick photo of me with her phone. I kept my head down and watched Sophie, but I could feel people staring at my hands and my notebook. Week 2, the room went quiet when I walked in. A blonde mom marched up to me and asked why I was always writing things down about their daughters. I told her I wasn't writing about kids. I was sketching, and it's my job. She leaned in and said that sounded like something a creep would say. Other moms stood up and edged closer, and Sophie froze mid-step when she heard the raised voices. After class, Miss Janet pulled me into her office and said parents were concerned about my notebook. She told me to stop bringing it because she had to keep everyone comfortable. Week 3, I came in with empty hands, trying to keep the peace. One mom even moved her chair to block the hallway. It didn't matter. A mom muttered that I stopped bringing the notebook because I got caught, and another kept watching me like I was going to do something. Miss Janet asked me to keep my distance anyway, even though I was just sitting there like every other parent. 2 days later, she called me into her office again, and this time 2 moms sat in there with her. One claimed I was ranking the girls in my notebook, and another claimed I was checking doors near the back hallway. I said I was sitting in a chair the whole time, but nobody cared. Miss Janet said I'm no longer welcome in the viewing area because parents threatened to pull their kids. She told me I could drop Sophie off and pick her up, but I had to wait outside. So I started sitting in my truck in the parking lot, staring through the front window like a stranger. Sophie walked in, turned around to find me, and her smile dropped when she saw me outside. She pressed her hands to the glass and mouthed, "Why?" After class, she clung to my hand and begged me to come inside next time so I could see her dance. Then recital day hit, on a Sunday, and the studio was packed and loud and smelled like hairspray. I still wasn't allowed in, so I paced outside with Sophie's water bottle, listening to muffled music through the door. Suddenly, Miss Janet rushed out and said, "Sophie needs you right now." Backstage, Sophie was sobbing in her leotard with her pink costume ripped down the side and the tulle skirt half hanging off. Miss Janet said it tore during dress rehearsal. No shops were open, and tape and safety pins weren't holding. A couple moms were poking at it, and the blonde mom was standing there too, tight-faced and silent. Miss Janet looked at me and said she knows it's awkward, but asked if I could fix it because I'm their only option. I ran to my truck and grabbed my leatherwork repair kit. Needles, strong thread, tiny scissors, clips. I came back in, knelt in front of Sophie, and told her to breathe and look at me. The whole room went quiet. I said I'm going to fix it, and it will not fall off on stage. I spread the costume on a chair, found the failed seam, and started stitching fast and tight with thread that matched the pink. I reinforced the waist and added a hidden strip so the skirt wouldn't rip again when she spun. Sophie sniffled and asked if it was really going to be okay, and I told her not a chance it fails again. When the tear was closed, the neckline still looked cheap and scratchy, so I pulled out a small pack of tiny fabric roses I'd bought weeks ago for a surprise. I stitched a few along the neckline, quick and neat, just enough to catch the stage lights. Sophie stopped crying and whispered that they're pretty. Miss Janet finally looked down at my notebook sitting on a chair and asked what I'd been drawing all these weeks. She opened it, flipped a page, then another, and her mouth fell open. Every page was costume designs with names from the class at the top, colors, fabric notes, and little drawings for each kid. No creepy notes, no weird lists, just plans and sketches. The blonde mom leaned in, went pale, and asked if I was designing outfits for all of them. I nodded and said yes. I was going to offer to make recital costumes, and I wanted it to be a surprise. For a second, nobody talked, and all you could hear was the music warming up out front. Miss Janet closed the notebook and said she's sorry. The blonde mom swallowed hard and said she messed up. Miss Janet stepped into the hallway and said, loud, "He's with me. Let him sit up front." I took Sophie's hand. She squeezed back, and we walked toward the stage doors as her song started. Now the dance moms are saying I'm petty for staying quiet. Was I wrong?